hope it's a once-in-a-lifetime. I'm sort of trying to commit that this will be the first and last Beverly Hills teachers strike. It seems to me we got to do some committees and do some more community action in addition to whatever else gets done.
It's been on. This strike has been on about a week now.
No, 2 weeks. We're starting our third week.
Why isn't it settled yet, President?
Our opinion is the board refuses to look at additional options. We feel they're cemented into a position and won't move. And we feel that we've come up with lots of creative ways to use money differently.
We're walking because we've seen our salaries just totally erode in the last 7 or 8 years, to the point where I make $37,000, and out of that I have to pay $5,000 in medical. That only gives me $32,000 after 24 years here and 9 years of academic university education. And I can't live on that. Now, my family, my buying power, inflation has caused me to virtually lose ground more and more, and see me actually subsidizing the district. Why is it that every veteran teacher virtually in the district is out on strike, and 97% of us are out on strike? Because we feel very deeply that the school system is declined so sharply that unless we speak out, there'll be just a shell of a school system left, just a sham. The real value of the school system is right out here on the street.
You're asking.
Recall! 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 Recall!
Of course they have the money to settle it. I mean, budgets are politically made. You decide what you want to do. Congress, as you know, can revise a budget in a day, a minute, an hour. So the money's there. What a preposterous idea that there's no money.
Money's been hidden for 9 to 11 years.
Yes,
where has it been? When you come to a bottom line, where's the extra money?
Same as in a family.
I have 3 children in the schools. Even if I didn't have children in the schools, I'd be a concerned citizen.
Now tell me, what do you think?
I don't know. That's what I want to see.
Sorry?
You think the strike could have been settled already?
Yes. If we had a cooperative board, yes. A thinking board, a creative board, which we don't have.
Now, what do you think they've got the money for it?
I think they could get the money by setting their priorities straight.
How could they get the money? I mean, what would they do?
First of all, we're talking about next year. And the budget could be prioritized, putting teacher salaries and their demands first, and everything else after that. Teachers are what's important behind the students.
Oh yeah, let's make the kids lose out on their education. That should be fun. That's not why we're here. We're here so that we can feel good about what we're doing and feel like we're being compensated. That doesn't mean we're going to do any less of a job. We'll probably do more of a job when we get back.
We didn't expect to be out here this morning. We expected to be voting on a tentative agreement.
Do you think you will vote on one shortly?
Maybe not within my lifetime.
I like the GPA.
I honestly believe that it was the board's intention when they let us walk to keep us out for a while.
I think this strike could have been settled if the board didn't have their ego so much involved. I don't think it's a question of money, and it never has been. It's a question of Mr. Fenton trying to show that he's boss and he can make teachers knuckle under to anything he decides. That's the real issue in this strike. Where we've tried to do everything diplomatic we could.
Cross a picket line.
Nothing has worked, and it had to come to this. It's very unfortunate for everybody.
You don't like being here, do you?
No. I'd much rather be teaching. We couldn't even get decent teachers to replace our retirees this year. We had a really hard time. Next year it would be worse and continue the whole thing unless we did something. Some of us have worked here for almost 30 years building a good school district, and we just can't stand to sit around and see it deteriorate, you know, get run down by the current board attitude. if we remember the old days when the board's attitude was they wanted the best school district and they were willing to pay for it.
My son is in a class in 3rd grade in which he's the one who goes and finds the spelling books for the teacher because she has no idea where they are. My daughter in 6th grade, besides being confused, she has a science teacher, and I said, fine, you saw your science teacher walking the line and they really get along well. I said, how's your science teacher that you're in class with? She said, well, it's a problem. I said, what is it? She said, well, we have a test today in science. I said, well, what's the test? She says, we have to sing the words to science. I said, you have to understand them? She says, no, as long as I use them in the song, that's all that matters. That's not learning. If you want to learn singing, go to singing. If you want to learn science, get a teacher who can teach science. But a teacher who wants to teach you, to me, has to understand the subject. And to use the word so you can speak the word phonetically is not understanding the definition and how it's used in science.
My child is young and in the primary grade and has not been affected like some of the kids in high school. But every day that this drags on, the kids are suffering. And I must say the teachers are suffering. The teachers want to be in their classrooms teaching. But I have an issue very close to me has been homelessness. And I don't want to see teachers after 20, 30 years of service joining the ranks of the homeless because they can't pay their rent because their benefits aren't appropriate. So we're talking salary, we're talking benefits, medical, health plans, and of course time in the classroom. A lot of the teachers do an extraordinary amount of prep work. They don't want that cut back. That's as important as the actual giving of the lesson. So we're very lucky to be in Beverly Hills, and we certainly must pay our teachers appropriately. Yes.
The brush strokes, a la Gauguin, a la Van Gogh. Actually, it's Van Gogh. But it's all, you know, the deep.
There's no point. There's no education going on in school. If you believe in what the teachers believe in, then you should support them out here.
I had two times. And have you been to school at all in the last couple of weeks?
I went once, and it was a choke.
What was it like?
It was chaos. There's just people running around. There's like 4 people in every class. Subs can't really teach, anything. So you just sit there for every mod, and then you go home. It's ridiculous.
I feel exactly the same way. I have not been in school since the first day when I realized what a waste it was. And I support the teachers' cause fully, and I think they really deserve more money. I think teachers all around the country deserve more money, and I'm supporting their cause, and I haven't been in school.
There'd be no point in being in school. We don't learn anything. Our teachers are out here, in front of the school, and that's where we're going to be, because there's nothing to do in the classrooms, especially like in the higher classes. How can you expect a SCAT to come in and teach like an AP history class? They don't have the qualifications or the capability. And we're out here supporting the teachers because they need more money. They're the ones who make this school what it is. They make it like the great educational place that it is. And if they're not going to get the money, it's ridiculous.
You miss school? The way it should be?
Yeah, I do. I miss the teachers a lot.
How are the substitutes doing?
Well, some of them are pretty nasty and criticize the teachers.
They say like if your teachers really cared about you, they'd be here today. But they're just going for what they really need.
We were class president, eh? Oh, good picture. So no wonder you're here, right?
Right. Well, our student government is staying kind of neutral because we work with the board and we also work with the teachers, so we're kind of neutral. But me personally, I'm in support of the teachers.
That's why you're here now, right? Have you been? Are you going to school?
No, I haven't.
Have you been at all?
I have for the student government class, but that's all.
Looking forward to giving that
graduation
speech?
Kind of. Well, I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to it. Really looking forward.
The teachers are there for the kids when they need them. And the teachers are even with them applying to colleges, they're writing recommendations from home, which is wonderful. And the board doesn't appreciate what wonderful teachers they brought in this district, and they've got to be paid. If they want Beverly Hills to be the best district in the state, why don't they pay these teachers like they're the best teachers in the state?
When do we want it? Now. All right. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Now.
I've been in the district for 19 years now, and it's just the feeling and the attitude that the board is pervading, that the feeling that we're not appreciated for the job that we're putting in, and the fact that they're not willing to talk with people to help settle this and get us back in the classroom with some dignity and some respect for our profession. That's the part that's kind of demoralizing as far as I'm concerned. I think I'm on the picket line just to establish the dignity that this profession has always had, and the district has always shown some kind of respect for us as teachers, which I don't feel at this point in time. This is my first year here at El Rodeo, and I can just talk about children in general. I think it's very difficult for them. I think they're just kind of stuck in a middle ground of feeling like they may not be supportive of their teachers on the picket line by being inside, which we want them to know that we're appreciative of their situation regardless of where they are. We just seeing them sometimes waving, they say that they miss us, and they need to know that we miss them too. And we hope that they're learning in there, and it's a long time being separated from them. It's very difficult for them, I think. I think that it's at a point where the pressure has to come from the community, because the board is not feeling the pressure from the teacher's side.
Where is it? I work in the lunchroom here. For these yuppie teachers, these great people, they don't have to worry about things like this. And let me show you what I mean. Just follow that reading, and you'll see what I'm getting at.
Yes, definitely.
I've paid my mortgage, I've put my kids through college, I've had the money to raise a family. They still got to go through that. And Cedar Sinai bill was about $24,000 for a transient ischemic attack. Well, that's not important. A mini stroke. Medicare paid for it. If I had to pay for it, I just couldn't be able to do it. These teachers don't get that benefit. And that's what galls me. The fact that they don't treat these teachers with a little bit of dignity for the profession that they're in. They've gone to college, they've gotten an education, they're dedicated to these children, as I am. I miss my grandchildren and my children back east, so that's why I'm working in the school system. I don't have to work. I don't need the money, but I want to support the teachers, and I think that they deserve it, especially here in Beverly.
Hi.
Thank you.